Today I'm testing kitchen hacks. Some are trending and some are totally random, and I have no idea which ones are actually gonna work. From turning your toaster on its side to pancakes in the air fryer, we're about to find out which ones are genius and which ones are nonsense. Up first, we have turning a toaster on its side to make a cheese sandwich. So I'm gonna try it out. My daughter had heard of this and mentioned putting a plate to the side of it because if it pops out, you want it to land on something. Do you keep your butter in a butter dish on the counter so that it's always at room temperature? I do in our family. However, people always forget to keep adding the butter to it. I just put this butter in. It is fresh from the refrigerator. The butter is hard and not spreading, but don't worry, I've got some butter hacks coming up that we're gonna try. But meanwhile, I feel like the butter is gonna get melted with the cheese when it goes in the toaster, so I'm not worried about it. I did read that this is not safe for all toasters, and I'm not sure why. Mine has 4 slots, so I don't know if that makes it more likely to work or not work, but we're gonna try it out. So I tilted my toaster on the side, put the cheese in the bottom one just for gravity's sake. I just chose that one, and put the plate in place and started cooking. After about a minute, smoke started coming out of the topmost slot, and then I turned it back on its side and it started coming out of the one with the cheese in it. So I immediately unplugged the toaster and took out the sandwich. I'm gonna call this a fail. I don't know if it's my toaster or I did something wrong, but smoke coming out of the toaster is not what I want to see happening when I make a cheese sandwich. I think I will just stick to a pan for this. In the minute that it was in there, you can see it did start to melt the cheese and got a nice little mark here and started to toast it. But I will say it did not completely cook the sandwich. Okay, we had to let the smoke dissipate, but we're back with hack number 2, and it's if you don't have a rolling pin, to use a wine bottle to roll dough. So I happen to have a bottle of red and white, and I think just because of the white's tapered bottle, I think the shape of the red's gonna be a little bit better for this. So I'm gonna try with the red bottle, just something to keep in mind. I did wipe it down to make sure that it's clean, so when it touches the dough, it is not getting any dust or anything onto the dough. So let's try this out. The dough feels a little sticky, so I'm gonna grab some flour. Actually, instead of flour, we did learn that if you use cornmeal for rolling pizza dough, it does create a nicer crust when you go to bake it in an oven versus flour. So I'm gonna use the cornmeal instead. That's just a freebie, that's not the hack. The hack is the rolling pin. Okay, I'm ready, let's see how this works. Okay! Oh my gosh, that works so well. That's perfect. Okay, this is a win. This is really funny. Although I do have rolling pins here in the house. I actually have 2, but I could see where if you were at an Airbnb and you wanted to get pizza and cook it at home, or somewhere where you didn't have access to a rolling pin, that this could be a good solution. I love it. This is a fun one and definitely a win. And then bonus, you can drink your rolling pin later. Next up, I'm going to peel a head of garlic using the 10-second shake method. Let's try this one out. Okay, step 1 is to smash the garlic bulb lightly with your palm or hand to loosen the cloves. I've never actually done this before. I usually use the side of a knife, but let me try my hands. That did nothing. Oh, okay. I guess I have to turn it on its side. Oh. I would call that loosened. Now it says to place the separated cloves into a large metal or glass bowl. I wonder, can I not use ceramic? I will do what it says, which is metal or glass. Let's try it out. I'm gonna put them in here. And then it says shake vigorously for 10 to 15 seconds. Here goes nothing. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, it did nothing. They didn't fall off. I mean, there's more peels in here. I don't know. I'm gonna call this a fail. It says most of the peeling will have fallen off. I actually don't see any of them that have the peeling off. I don't think this one works. And I have to actually sift through all that to get the cloves out. I did get all these peelings and all of these, but they still very much have their peeling on them, but at least they're separated. I don't know if that was helpful. I just put some water on to boil for the next 3 hacks. Two of them are actually kitchen hacks, and one of them is a trending recipe. Who's heard of strawberry pasta? We're gonna try it. But before I make the strawberry pasta, I have to prep the draining of the pasta because we're gonna do a couple things with it. The first hack is to put spinach into the colander where you do the draining, and it's supposed to instantly wilt and flavor the spinach. So let's try that. It's definitely cooking and wilting the spinach instantly because it's hot water and it's running through the spinach. But what's also happening is the pasta is starting to fall out on top of the spinach. And in this case, I'm making a sweet pasta, not a savory pasta. So I'm not wanting to mix the spinach and the pasta together. But maybe if you were mixing them, that would work more effectively. So now I'm having to use the lid as my strainer, and it's still getting some pasta into the spinach, which I have to then pick out with my fingers because, you know, I'm a home chef. I could see if you were including wilted spinach in your pasta sauce where this would be a win. But in today's scenario, I didn't love the results. And the second thing we're gonna do with the pasta water is collect it, let it cool, and then feed our houseplants with it. You can see I've got one up there that looks a little thirsty, actually a couple of them. It's supposed to have extra nutrients in it for the plant. I had to look it up because I was curious. Pasta water contains starch, minerals like potassium, phosphorus, zinc, and calcium, and some carbohydrates. So the plants are gonna get all of that. You can see that the water I collected in the bowl below for my houseplants definitely has some color to it, kind of a greenish yellow tint, and I guess that's all those minerals that we learned that the pasta water has in it. I'll let that water cool and I will serve it to my plants and we'll see if they like it. Okay, the pasta water is cold, so I'm gonna feed the plants now. I was only able to water about half of my household plants with the pasta water, so the rest of my plants got just regular water, but it was so easy to collect the water and I feel good about repurposing water that I would just throw down the drain, and if it has some added benefits for my plants, why not? So this is something I might start incorporating into my weekly plant watering. I do like the idea of repurposing something I was gonna throw away anyway. For example, I take my coffee grounds and put them amongst my roses, so why not do this too? This is the only recipe in today's video, but I saw it and I just had to try it. Apparently strawberry pasta is Polish in background. I'll link the recipe that I used in the description box if you want to try it for yourself, but it's basically muddled strawberries. I used Fage yogurt, but you could use sour cream or a Greek yogurt or kind of anything you have on hand. Honey and vanilla, and you mash that all together and you serve it as a sauce on top of your pasta. Okay, here we go. The strawberry sauce on top of cooked pasta. I've literally never had a sweet pasta before. Here goes nothing. Okay, wait, why does that work? That is weird and good. And I'm so confused. What? Why is this so good? I'm gonna eat the whole thing. As for the strawberry pasta, I'm very confused by it. It's a delicious sauce and I feel like this would be great just maybe on its own or over ice cream, but over pasta it had this chewy, doughy flavor. Kind of reminded me of like a pastry, but it's pasta. I'm still very confused about this. My daughter was here when I was making it and she tried it and she liked it, but also had the same reaction. It's confusing. So I'm not sure if I'll make it again, but I also feel like it's not gonna go to waste and we're definitely gonna finish the whole batch. The next kitchen hack is to use a vegetable peeler to peel chocolate and create a garnish. So I just got a chocolate bar from the baking section and we'll see if it works. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Okay, I pressed harder that time. Ooh, okay, I think I just had to press harder. Look at my little chocolate shaving. I learned I had to press a little harder. The first couple were making little crumbs, but then when I pressed a little harder, like, look at that perfect little roll. That's so cute. They kind of look like miniature logs. Like there's a little wood grain to them. Did you notice that? Is that because of my peeler or does chocolate just look like that? I call the vegetable peeler for the chocolate bar a win. That worked really well. I just needed to press a little bit harder to get it going. Next up, does rolling lemons actually create more juice? So the theory is if you roll the lemon, you can get more juice out of it. It somehow releases it. So I've got 2 lemons and this is not scientific at all, except I did try to get 2 lemons that felt the same amount of juiciness and are about the same size. So I'm gonna roll one squeeze the juice, and not roll together, squeeze the juice. We're gonna measure them and see. So I started with the rolled lemon, and in my measuring cup right here, you can see I got about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. So the next one I'm gonna try and not roll, and we'll see how much juice I get. Lemon too, you can actually see I am below the 1/4 cup mark. So definitely got less juice out of that one. And I'll also say, just anecdotally, it was tougher to squeeze the lemon to come out and produce the juice. So the rolling definitely not only helped me in squeezing the lemon, but also obviously produce more juice. As a side note, we have a lemon tree that produces lemons about 6 months out of the year. And it kills me when I have to buy lemons because so much of the year we can't give the lemons away. We are trying to, just anyone who comes to the house, we give a bag of lemons to, or I take them to work, hand them out to anybody that'll take a lemon or two. And what do I do with all that lemon juice? Like I did just now, I put them in ice cube trays. So the lemon juice that I just produced for this little experiment, I don't need it right away, but I'm gonna freeze it and I'll use it when I need it. Is a spoon as effective as a vegetable peeler? We're about to find out. The recommendation for this hack is to use a spoon instead of a peeler, which I normally do, to peel ginger. Let's try it. I may be a convert. You can see on the flat surfaces, the peeler works really quickly to get a large area, but it doesn't really handle the knobs. And I end up usually breaking those pieces off because I can't really get to them. The spoon was able to do that beautifully. And it did pretty well with the other surface here. It took me a minute to figure out how to hold the spoon, but I'm gonna call this a win. I think this could really help me peel ginger and use the whole surface area of this knobby root that we love.
This is also ginger. We're not peeling you though. No.
I'm back with some more hacks, and I say back because yesterday was about 3 hours of filming and I couldn't get through all of the hacks. So I'm gonna continue on with some of them today. A lot of it is just prep work and getting out the lemons and the cutting boards and then cleaning up after all the little hacks that we're working on. It takes a lot of time, but I'm back and I've got a few more hacks to get through today. Although all of these are new to me. I was telling Nick about the lemon rolling and he was like, yeah, everybody knows that. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Okay, but he was a bartender, so maybe they know things about citrus fruit that the average person doesn't. Did you know that one? Which of the hacks that I've gone through are you already aware of? Because these are all new to me. Some of them I may have heard of, but I'm trying them for the first time. But the lemon one I definitely hadn't heard of. Up next is a hack for herbs. Do you ever get a package like this of herbs that you need for a recipe? Take what you need and then you basically throw this away when it wilts? That's me. And I feel terrible because I'm wasting money, I'm wasting herb, I'm wasting the precious little plant that wants to live out its plant destiny. Any Friends fans out there that know what I'm talking about with Phoebe and the Christmas tree? It has to live out its Christmas tree destiny. I feel that way with the herbs. And at this point, unless I had another recipe that called for dill, which I love, by the way, dill is one of my top 5 favorite herbs, I would just end up throwing this away. So here's the hack. You cut up your herbs, put them in an ice cube tray, top them with olive oil and freeze them. And then you have ready to go herbs that you can defrost in a pan when you need dill, maybe to saute over something, or maybe just reheat the whole thing. Have you seen these herb scissors? These are one of my favorite products that go in my, they are not used for everything, but when I use them, I am so happy drawer. I think that's the official name of the drawer. They have multiple blades. It's like Edward Scissorhands. And they are so effective at cutting things like herbs, specifically is what I use them for. The hack instructions say pour just enough olive oil on top to cover the herb, freeze it for a couple hours, then pop it out and put it into a labeled freezer bag that you have whenever you're ready. Obviously, I don't know how much is covering it. I mean, it's kind of covering it. I'm not sure I did the right amount, but we're just gonna go with it. I'll pop these bad boys in the freezer and check them out in a little bit. Okay, next is the pineapple pull apart hack method. I'm sure you've seen this come up in your feed. I've seen it in mine and I've saved it. I've just never tried it before. So this is a way to basically pull apart the pineapple by rolling it. What? Okay, we're gonna try it out and see, is it legit? So the first step is you roll the pineapple for 20 to 30 seconds to loosen it up somehow. There's a lot of rolling in this video. I first had to roll the pizza dough, then the lemons, and maybe we should just be rolling everything. Then it says slice off the top, optional but helpful. So if it's optional, just leave it on. And then it says grab one of the spiky eye segments near the base, I guess these are the eye segments, and pull. And then it's just supposed to come out. All right, let's try it.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get the pineapple rolling.
Okay, what am I supposed to grab? There's nothing to grab. What am I grabbing? I guess these are the little segments, but like, I'm super struggling with this one. It says it might take a little bit of kind of wiggling it, but I'm wiggling it and like, it's just kind of peeling off. It does say you need to have a ripe pineapple, and I know I have a ripe pineapple because the way you tell if your pineapple's right is you wiggle and see if one of the center leaves comes out easily. And I did this to all the pineapples in the grocery store until I found this one, which is supposed to be a ripe one. So the leaves are coming out. Watch, I'll do it again. Did you know that's how you tell if the pineapple's right? That's a little hack I knew of. So I know it's ripe, and I'm just not, I don't know. I could roll it some more. Rollin', 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 roll my pineapple rollin'. I think I'm grabbing in the wrong spot. I don't know. There's nothing to hold on to. It's just, what am I doing wrong? I saw this work for other people. I have a ripe pineapple. My daughter Cordelia even said it worked for her. Clearly, I'm not getting this hack. So if there's anyone that has any hints for me about what I'm doing wrong, let me know in the comments, please. Otherwise, I'm calling this hack a fail. Next up, I have 2 different hacks to try for butter. So remember when I was trying to get that cold butter onto my cheese sandwich? Actually, I had that for lunch today. It was pretty good. But if you actually wanted softened butter right away, my kids often did the hack of sticking butter under their armpits to try and warm it. Given that that's one of the warmest parts of your body, I think it works, but I also think it's a little weird, especially if you're serving the butter in a dish to somebody else. Even though it's covered, it's a little weird to put butter in your armpits. Am I wrong? And when you microwave butter, the challenge is it can melt and change the consistency of it. You're just kind of left with a mess. So the recommended hack to warm your butter to room temperature is to actually warm a glass of water and then put the glass over the butter for 5 minutes, and the warm glass will warm the butter. So let's try it. So I'm not really sure how long to warm the glass of water, but I'm gonna do it for 3 minutes, just a random time. Glass is hot, just came out of the microwave. I'm going to cover up the butter and wait 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes. Let's see if the butter is softened. The glass is actually still warm to the touch. Ish. The end is definitely softened and squishy, but the middle and the other end are not. I can't remember which way I had it in the container, if this was the side that was up or down, but it got like one end, but not the other end. I don't know that I love this as a hack. I think this one didn't really work. Maybe we'll just stick with armpits. The next hack for butter is to use a grater to grate frozen butter. And I've had this butter in the freezer, and I guess the idea is you can incorporate into recipes a lot easier and instantly use butter that is cold. I don't know, let's try it. Okay, well, I guess it worked. You have like little cheese butters here that you can work into a pastry recipe, but my hands got all greasy, so I didn't love that part of it. But I guess this works if that's what you want to do. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but I did try it. It's another day later, and I have 2 kitchen hacks left to try. This video has taken me so much time with all the prepping and all the cleaning up, but it's been super fun, and hope you're enjoying it as well. So let's check on my dill. These are now frozen. It's been over 24 hours. Hopefully they'll pop out easily, and I can put them into a labeled freezer bag and have them available next time I need dill and olive oil for a recipe. And good thing the dill popped out so easily, because I need my ice cube tray for the next hack, which is putting pancake batter into the ice cube trays and saving it to then have instant pancakes. I feel like they're gonna be really, really tiny pancakes, but I'm willing to try it. I don't know about this one, because I think these are gonna be super tiny, and it was kind of a pain. I'd use my fingers to actually get them into the little shapes. Why wouldn't you just make the pancakes and freeze the pancakes already made? This one's weird to me, but we'll check them out tomorrow morning. I still have some pancake batter left for the last hack, which is cooking pancakes in an air fryer. Okay, I'm not sure this is gonna work. This was a TikTok trend that went viral, and I'm here to try it, so let's see how it goes. Here's our air fryer, and I'm keeping it very real. I am in the process of sorting through all of my kitchen utensils and trying to figure out what I want to put them in, so that's why this mess is happening. This is what my kitchen looks like right now. You saw it. The hack is to take parchment paper and lay it on the bottom and lay little dollops like you would the amount for a pancake on top in layers, and cook at 300 degrees for 1 minute. So let's see how it goes. So I thought it said to do it for a minute, and I checked after a minute. It's definitely not anywhere near being done, which also makes sense because it wouldn't just take a minute. I'm not sure how long to do it for, so I'm putting it back in for like 5. Okay, 5 minutes down. The top pancake doesn't even look like a pancake. It looks like a biscuit. The top is kind of crunchy and brown, but then the underneath is clearly not baked, and then nothing underneath is baked. I'm gonna put it in for 3 more minutes and see what happens. Okay, I'm calling this one a fail. The top is rock hard and the underneath is still not cooked. Everything underneath it was just soggy and not baked. Like, here's the bottom one. The side is done, but the top is still all squishy. Excuse me while I eat some pancake batter. So this one failed. And the parchment slipped and I have to clean the basket now. Actually, hold up. This end of the pancake is good. The whole pancake didn't get cooked, but I'm not gonna waste this part. It's day 4 in a row of filming, and I have one last hack to actually try out, and it's the pancake batter in an ice cube tray hack. I'm a little concerned that these portions are too small, and I'm not gonna be able to get them out without sticking, but let's try it. Okay, I'm gonna call this a major fail. They burned on one side, the other side was completely frozen. I flipped them over, and they're like crunchy on the outside, but they're still not cooked in the middle, and they're like thick little blobs. They don't even look like pancakes. They're not thin, they're not airy, they're just chunky pancake blobs. I think this is the hugest miss ever. And also, why was I so excited about pancake hacks? It is so easy to just make pancakes and do them on the griddle. If you're gonna mix the batter, just do them on the griddle or in a pan, way easier. I don't even know what I was thinking with these hacks. Big miss, but fun to try. I hope you had as much fun as I did going through these kitchen hacks and trying them out. Are there any of these that didn't work for me that you have had work for you? And if so, what did I do wrong? I feel like maybe there was some user error on some of them, like the pineapple one my daughter said it worked for her. So was it me? Was it the pineapple? What is your best life hack that you use in the kitchen? Please let me know in the comments below so we can all learn and benefit from each other. And if you want to keep watching me trying out life hacks, you can watch this video next, and I'll see you over there. Bye.